Hi, I'm Bebe.
And I'm Stephen.
And we are
Just Another Knitting Podcast.
Welcome and welcome back. We finally made it to episode 20.
Yeah.
We've done 20 episodes. Yay.
Oh, it's hard to believe, really. It's gone really fast.
Yeah, it's almost a year.
Yeah, I guess it almost is.
Yeah. Wow. Plus we've done a few other extra episodes, but this is 20 episodes of our main podcast. So we just want to say a really big welcome to people who have subscribed recently, and periodically we kind of just talk a little bit about ourselves, so we're going to do that today.
Yeah.
Start by saying this is the first episode we're filming at night time, so you may notice a difference in the lighting. It's Sunday. We usually film on a Sunday, but I've been away for the weekend, so it's 8:30 at night and dark. It's not summer anymore, so it's dark at 7:30 at night.
Yeah.
And so I'm Bebe, and I've been knitting for about, most of my life, but seriously for probably 5 years. Like a lot of people, I picked up knitting again during the pandemic. I had knitted when my kids were young. So I was a competent knitter. I kind of knew the basics on straight needles, knitting flat. So I kind of had to relearn a whole lot of new stuff when I picked it up, and I started with actually crocheting amigurumi animals for my children and grandchildren and extended family, and have probably been seriously knitting for 3 or 4 years.
Yeah. Cool. I'm Stephen, and I'm a life...
We're married.
Yeah, we are married, yes. I'm sure, yeah. Few people may not know that, but everyone else will. I'm a lifelong crafter, but I've really only been knitting for about 4 years. I think I picked it up just after COVID and the shutdowns. I had been doing a little bit of crochet, but I wasn't enjoying it. And then Bebe started knitting, and I was like, why does she get to have all the fun? So... that's what really inspired me, was really just I felt like I wanted to knit my own jerseys rather than buy them, and I could see all of the yarny goodness that was flowing into the house, so I wanted a part of it.
I think it was Outlaw yarn. I think going there and really being inspired by the beautiful colours, that really nice rustic rebel yarn.
Yeah, and I was kind of... I think that my first interaction with Outlaw, we actually went to a movie night. Yeah. And I have this habit of winning things when I'm not supposed to. And I do...
When you're not supposed to, but you do win things.
I know. I recall that there was a prize draw for people who were at the movie, donated by Outlaw, which was a few balls of yarn.
Which you won.
Which I did happen to win.
Which we should move on from.
Yeah. So,
this is supposed to be a very brief introduction, because I always get a little annoyed when intros go on too long, and we said let's not make this too long. Anyway, so that's a brief introduction to us.
Yep.
Anything else we want to say about ourselves?
Not really.
Just that between us we have 3 children and 4 grandchildren, and none of whom live in our house mostly. So they kind of come and go. So we have very busy lives, both work full time and spend most of our extra time knitting and travelling. We're both big fans of travel. So, shall we start with what we're wearing? Yeah,
what am I wearing? I'll start. So today I am wearing some Brigid, which is a pattern by Starmore. It's the first all-over cable jersey that I knit, and is actually the only all-over cable jersey that I've ever knit.
That's amazing.
It was... Actually, maybe that's not true. I have knit Nightingale as well, but that wasn't for me, and it wasn't quite all over cables. But anyway.
It was for Stephen's daughter, Brotman.
Yes. So
do you want to stand up and show it?
Sure. So this is...
like all over.
Brigid.
That's beautiful.
And it's knit up in Outlaw Knits in the colour Fog, so it's a mixture of, I think it's 30% silk and 70% Polworth, I think. He says can't quite remember what
No
the
idea.
sheep part was anyway. But it's one of the yarns that actually has an element of silk, and it provides a fairly good stitch definition, and it's also quite
nice round yarn. So it's heavy, but it actually isn't woolly.
No, it's not, and it doesn't pill either. So I've worn this jersey plenty, and I've never had to depill it, which kind of helps, because honestly I'm not sure how I'd depill cables, to be honest. So that's what I'm wearing. What about you, Bebe?
I'm wearing the Monday sweater by PetiteKnit. So apologies in advance, this is a slightly heavy PetiteKnit episode, and I read lots of comments of other people's podcasts, and I am aware that people are like, hard pass, they mention PetiteKnit, I'm turning it off.
Yeah.
Like, PetiteKnit is quite polarizing, but it's by accident. I don't always knit PetiteKnit, but so I'm wearing the Monday sweater in Somerset by Wild Earth Yarn. So this is quite a woolly wool. It's a Perindale Black Merino made in New Zealand yarn. I have a ball of it because I'm going to talk about another project. Wool and spun yarn, quite rustic but still quite soft, not like really rustic. And what can I say about this? It's knit on a 4mm needle, and I'll talk a little bit more about it because I've got another project that I want to show. But yeah, it's a sweatshirty, oversized. I regularly reach for it, kind of round home, wearing with jeans, weekend sweater.
So Monday sweater, you've just knit the one of those?
Yes.
Have you any other similar
sweaters I'll
that
talk about that when we get to...
Okay, cool.
Yeah, EFOs.
EFOs.
Oh, okay, we're up to EFOs.
We are up to EFOs.
Stephen was trying to segue, and I did not pick up on that. Too subtle. Okay.
A little bit.
It's been a very long weekend. Right, so I have another sweater. So I have finished... Ta-da! This is another PetiteKnit pattern. So this is actually the no frill sweater, which I finished before I went away for the weekend.
Also knit in?
This is also knit in Wild Earth Yarn Somerset in the Perindale Merino. So this one is called, I can never find these things and then I feel pressure, a pomegranate. There you go. So that's the yarn. They have only a little bit of it left actually, and they're not going to reproduce it. But so I kind of stocked up. So I had 2 sweater quantities of it, and I really wanted to do. I've had this quest.
Some of you may have heard this.
2 years that I wanted to find the perfect raglan. I had this idea that I really liked raglan jumpers, and I'm like, what makes the perfect raglan for me? And I've knit a whole range of them. I've knit Gerard Flood's first raglan. I've knit the no frills. I've got another one of those. I've knit the Monday. I've knit the Ducot. I've knit Jessie Maid's cozy classic raglan. I've knit a couple of those. I've knit a few of these actually. I've knit the Rift isn't a raglan. The Bibliophile, quite a number. White Mountains.
Angela Murray ones? Sheeta raglans? Mini jerseys.
Yeah, mini raglans at this point. Probably 20 raglan jumpers. And just because I really like the idea of trying out a whole range of something that's mostly the same, slightly different, to see what I like. I don't know. You've got to amuse yourself somehow with your hobby, right?
I think I'm up to about 3. just by way of comparison.
So I wanted to knit this similar pattern in the same yarn, and the Monday sweater and the no frills sweater are very similar. And this is one of the critiques that are made of PetiteKnit, is that her patterns are very samey. But you pay, like I think I just paid $14 for a pattern that I'm going to talk about later of hers as well, which is $14 for a pattern that pretty much is the same as another pattern is quite a lot of money. But so I'm going to actually put it on so you can see. So here it is.
Yeah.
Kind of sweatshirty. It's quite oversized, I would say, the Monday sweater, and versus this one. They have the same gauge. Sorry.
Sorry, I've got another head.
Do you?
No.
They have the same gauge of 21 stitches by 28 rows and knit on the same needle, so knit on a 4mm needle. But this one and the other one, to be fair, was I knit that as at a large. It was a large. Oh no, it's the same size. It's the same size, but the sizings are different. So the no frill sweater is an older pattern by PetiteKnit, and the size range is smaller, so it's got 2 less sizes, and she's added. She goes down to a smaller size and up to a larger size. So a medium in both of these is actually a different size, if you know what I mean. So this one, you can see it's much more fitted, even though they're both mediums.
Right. Yep.
Because this one, the size range, medium, it starts further down the size ranges. That makes sense.
The centimetres and the E's are kind of different.
Yeah. And this one, so the other one, the Monday sweater, you cast on 108 stitches, whereas this one you cast on 114 stitches.
Right.
So in
and that's
theory,
for the same size sort of pattern.
Yeah, so in theory, this one should have a wider neck, but in fact, this one has a tighter neck because
why is that?
Pretty much the only thing that was different between these two sweaters was the cast on, and I didn't cast on at the neck. I never do. I cast on at the top of the raglan increases, and then I always go back up and finish the collar last so that I can adjust the neckline. And I took out 8 stitches. So instead of having 114 cast on stitches, it actually has 106 around the neck. So I took out those extra stitches. So effectively it has the same neckline as the Monday, but because it's a bigger size, the Monday looks a bit bigger. If that all makes sense.
Yep, sure does.
I've knit so many raglans at this point, and I've been sampling all these different ones. I really love my Kate Davies Ducot, which I will wear on another future episode. And this was the first one I knit. This is the first top-down raglan I knit from a pattern. No frills. It sounded kind of what was on the tin. It was really easy knit. I learned how to do short rows. I learned a lot of knitting basics knitting this pattern, and then I was like, love this, got to try a whole lot more, got to find the perfect one. Well, I think this is the perfect one.
First one's the best one.
Okay. I'm really it was an easy knit. I enjoyed knitting it. I didn't really refer to the pattern after I'd cast it on. I knew the cast on, how many stitches I was casting on, and I knew how many stitches I need to get to for my size to separate for sleeves. So I didn't really need to refer to the pattern. I didn't really follow the pattern decreases because I knew what I wanted, and I always know my own lengths and everything. So
with all of your adjustments now, it's really sort of Nana's raglan.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
So that was very much a short story long, sorry. But suffice to say that I think I have found my own version of my perfect raglan. And what I wanted to be able to do is, if I knit something for somebody, I know in a kind of a small range of yarn types, like if I'm knitting in DK and I know it's woolen spun and I know it's, what the yarn is and I'm used to knitting with that yarn, then I can bust out a top down raglan and I know how it's going to fit. I know how, I now know I've knit a extra small through to an extra large in this pattern, so I kind of know what the sizes look like. So now I can bust out a quick top-down raglan for somebody without too much effort, which is what I wanted. I wanted to just have some basics in my toolkit that I can knit for people, and the same with socks and hats.
So if given a choice, then you'd be doing the no frills as your first choice?
For somebody.
For somebody.
Or possibly the Tolster.
Right, because it's a quicker knit.
Because that's similar, but I like that it comes in a fingering weight as well, and that's one of the crucial differences between PetiteKnit and Rebecca Clow, who's Craya Bayer, is that Craya Bayer always has lots of options in her pattern. One pattern, lots of options, which is what the Tolster is, whereas PetiteKnit, every time she has a new idea, she creates a new pattern.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, they're just different approaches. I guess I'm fairly agnostic about that. I've paid for all of these patterns. I must be the only stupid person in the world who's bought both the Sophie scarf and the Sophie shawl.
Right.
And the Sophie hood.
Do you think Tolster's got like the Tolster onesie in it?
Don't say that, because she'll hear us and then she'll do it, and then everyone will want one. Anyway, so short story long, really happy with my new top-down raglan, of which I have many, but I think this will be a staple in my wardrobe for winter. So this is my finished object.
Fantastic. And it looks really great. It's a lovely colour.
Yeah, I'm really happy with it. The pomegranate is beautiful.
Honestly, I thought it was a little bit hard for me to kind of envisage what it was going to look like when it was just in the ball, but so much nicer.
Yeah, I think it knits up
really well.
Really well. And I think it's softer than what it appears in the ball. I think while I was knitting it, it didn't feel very soft, but it washes out really nicely. I don't find it super rustic. Let's move on.
Yeah, finished objects for me.
No. Ta-da.
I've been busy.
Yeah.
I didn't quite get to the end of my eagle collar, but
let's just rapidly move on.
We'll show project.
Oh, because last episode
I was aiming to have it done.
Yeah, you're so close.
I'm getting there.
I even left him alone for the weekend just so he could knit without me bugging him.
And I did. I pretty much spent all day today and yesterday afternoon knitting.
Okay, so show us your first whip. Anyway.
Yeah, we'll move on to the one that I didn't show last time because I hadn't done too much. I've done a wee bit more. This is not exactly what I would call fast going, and that's Glen-esque. I'm just trying to unravel it a bit here so I can actually show it. I'm not sure how well it's going to show up in this light, but I've now gone through all the colours. I haven't finished a complete pattern repeat yet, but it's Glen-esque by Jade Starmore. But now you can get a really good view of all the different colour shades and how it rolls. So as you can see, I'm now just rolling back up into the gold and dark blue, which you can see at the bottom. So I rip all the stitches off. That'll be something fun for me to fix later.
No, it's fine. You didn't lose.
I didn't? No. Okay, good. So I am actually really enjoying the colour work on this pattern. It's really, the pattern itself is quite easy to memorise. So you kind of just refer to the pattern for the first 10 or 15 stitches. And once you've done that, you can pretty much complete the row without any future or further referral. There's a little bit of shaping, which makes it a little bit interesting. But
what kind of shaping?
It's a bit narrow at the hips, and it's because it's bottom up. So as you move up towards the armpits, it adds an extra stitch every few rows.
Oh, so it goes outwards.
Yeah, so it's actually built designed, I guess, for a male set of shoulders, perhaps.
Right.
Or broader set of shoulders.
Yep.
Which is not usual, really. It's probably the first one in a while I've seen that's actually got sort of a bit of shaping on the side. So
it's very dense. It feels really nice.
Yeah, the yarn's it's a Hebridean 2-ply yarn. Alice Starmore's yarn.
You mean 2-ply? Do you mean?
It's about
fingering
weight. Yeah. So when you put the two together, it's dense, but it's not super heavy.
No, it's very lightweight.
Yeah, there is a weight of yarn she has which is higher, which I believe is probably a DK. And a lot of the patterns that I've seen of from Alice Starmore and Jade Starmore, they don't have a lot of colour work in them in it, and the heavier yarn.
More like that.
Yeah.
So are you enjoying it?
I'm loving it.
This is my worst nightmare.
I really am loving it.
But Stephen loves it.
Yeah, it's just so much fun to. I think because you're kind of moving both your hands as well. So I'm a a two-handed colourwork knitter. So it kind of makes it easier, and it's like, you get into a rhythm with both hands, and it's almost like conducting the yarn. So
You're right. It's a bit pretentious.
well, that's what it feels like, but it's. But anyway,
it's
I enjoy it.
beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
Yep. So that's.
And I
Lenny's.
think it perfectly typifies. This actually does the difference between us in terms of what we like to knit. This is what I like to knit. Plain, just want to wear it, no fuss, easy to knit. If it takes longer than 2 weeks, I get bored. And this is the magnum opus. Everyone is a magnum opus. Amazing.
I figure if I knit enough of these, I'll get really good at them.
Yeah. You're already really
they're
good
pretty.
at them.
They're pretty good to start with. It's fair.
Yeah.
But I know where the flaws are, and I'd rather I want to get to that.
Knitter, though.
I know, and it's but you just kind of want to get to that point where you know how to do all of the things without having to go away and research it and all that kind of thing. So.
Yeah, it's true.
And the only way is by repetition.
Yep. So, do we want to go turn about, or do you want to do all yours and I'll do mine?
Yeah, I might as well do my other one since we've kind of brought it up.
Yeah.
So eagle collar.
The blessed eagle collar.
So I have made pretty good progress on this.
So exciting.
I think I'd just done like maybe the first row of small feathers.
Should I do a try on or no?
You probably could. We haven't tried this. It still has many ends. Now a lot of these ends are going to get sewn in because they're deliberately designed so that they...
So this is the beginning of the collar now.
Yeah, so these little feathers, they all flip up at the moment, but what will happen is they will get tacked down so they won't actually be all curled or anything, and it will look a whole lot better. So I've been learning a lot of new techniques doing the neck on this now, which is perhaps why it's taken so long. So it's got, a lot of little knots in here, and you can see that these knots are actually built into little ridges, which are also...
Shot up close. Just got to be careful.
Yeah.
I can do it. It's all right. You keep talking.
So yeah, so there's a lot of little knots, which is they're not too bad, but the ridges were a bit of a challenge, and honestly, it took me a couple of goes to kind of work out how to do those ridges. I mean, the instructions in the pattern are like knit together this stitch and one from like 6 rows below or something, and you've got to do that in the right spot for every stitch. So you've got to do it, in the right. You can't change your columns or else it all gets out of alignment. And yeah, so just kind of knitting down didn't work. So it wasn't
like a mini skirt.
It does a little bit. So yeah, really, it wasn't until I thought about using another needle and actually picking it up like you might go and put if you're going to rip out, put a line in the back, and then just knit them together like a 3-needle bind off. And then that brought the two together really, really well.
So it has these little ridges here that have knots in them. And
you could immediately see if you're out of alignment or if you'd missed one. So yeah, I was quietly going a little bit insane to start with.
I'm glad I wasn't here for that.
Yeah, one stitch at a time, and then the epiphany hit, because it doesn't say it anywhere either. I didn't really research it, but I just sort of
almost finished.
Figured it out.
And should be ready for the next show. So stay tuned, guys.
Yeah, there's one more row of ridges with knots,
and then
a bind
some
off.
other thing.
And we're done. I just have a bazillion ends to sew down.
Yeah. No, it won't take long.
So yeah, that's the eagle collar. And that's Alice Starmore, again, Hebridean. Alice Starmore's Hebridean yarn.
Are you ever going to knit anything other than Alice Starmore?
Up until the time I finish those. We'll talk future plans shortly.
Okay, so I have a few things, but not very exciting. So, first of all, I'll start with a thing I've been working on this weekend. So I wanted to take away with me, because it was a 3-day business meeting. Just something that I could knit on easily. So I had started this sock, but I just wanted to be able to kind of knit away on it. So I have almost finished that. It's just a basic sock. I didn't follow a pattern. So 2x2 rib down to the heel flap and gusset, and then now it's got 2x2 rib across the front of the foot, and then just plain stitching on the bottom, so it's nicer on the pad of the foot to wear, but still has the 2x2 rib gives it a nice dense what's the word? Nice tight sock.
All right. And are you knitting that for anyone special?
Oh, I'm knitting that for my husband.
Oh, thanks, Bebe.
Yeah, so this is for Stephen. This is in exchange for the eagle collars. I think I'm the winner of this one. In terms of what I get out of it. Yeah, so the yarn is called Socks. And I got this from Lupine, so it's alpaca and nylon yarn. So fluffy, warm, feel it. It's so thick.
Oh, yeah.
It almost feels like it has a wet feel to it.
It's got that lanolin kind of feel in it.
Yeah.
So, it's not greasy, but
it's not, though, because alpaca doesn't have lanolin.
No, but it's got
so
a...
sheepy.
It's got that feel.
Yeah, it's got a interesting feel, but not unpleasant in my view. But not, and very kind of thick and
my feet will be very pleased.
Soft, yeah. Yep. So almost finished one of those, which is good. And it's knitting up pretty fast. Yeah, so I should have that finished in the next couple of weeks. And then shall I keep going?
May as well.
Whip 2. I feel like I was knitting the Lady Catkin, and then I did this as a kind of a palette cleanser, and then I just kind of went a bit crazy and just had to knit some things.
It's like whipitis.
Yeah, I don't usually get castonitis, but I was like, I want to do all the things. So for me, this is a lot of things. To other people, it's not. I know. So this is an Anna and Carlos glove. So this is called the Knit Star Mittens, and it's a Salbu mitten by Anna and Carlos. And very beautiful. It's like each mitten is half of a Nordic star, and when you put them together, you'll see from a picture. When you put them together, it makes a whole Nordic star. And this is knit in Bohemia worsted, which is alpaca. No.
Yeah.
Alpaca,
no.
possum.
Yep.
Merino?
Polworth, I think.
It's old Outlaw yarn. Yeah. And I talked last time, I had cast on with a bright yellow and the blue, and I didn't like the way it looked, but I really like about the lighting, but I really like this. So bad at this. That's good. We're good. I really like this is a light grey. It's called Fog, and the blue, which is actually Outlaw Gothic. If you know, you know. So very fluffy, very warm. And I'm pleased to say that this is the third pair of these I've actually knit. I knit them as gifts because they're pretty easy to do. Like, this was a couple of hours of knitting. And my tension has definitely improved with this colourwork knitting. Like, it's nice and not like nice and loose, but not too loose kind of thing. Yeah, I think I'm getting better at colourwork knitting, and this is manageable for me. There's not too many stitches. This is the colourwork I really enjoy doing. Like, it's very popcorny for me.
And it's a legitimate cast on. It's from your queue.
Yes. So, I'll do the one more whip, and then let's talk about that maybe. So my other cast on, this is like so many casts. I usually have one thing on the needles at a time, but I really just wanted to get started on this. So this is called the Outlaw by Kate Davies. I think Kate is my favourite. Okay. I have acquisitions. I don't have them with me.
Oh, really?
I can go grab them.
Oh, you can. Do you want me to go grab them?
Shall I talk about the
You keep talking, yeah.
And you'll go,
and I'll go grab, maybe?
By the computer.
Okay. I'm going on a mission.
Yeah, okay.
You that looks very complicated, Bebe.
It is for me. You go. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, so the Outlaw cardigan is, it's all over slip stitches. So let me just show you what it looks like. it's kind of hard to tell, sorry, and the lighting is terrible in this room at the moment because it's nighttime and it's dark. But it has patterning. You'll be able to see from the picture that Stephen will put up. It's got patterning on the front and the back, and so it's pretty much. It has a resting row because you're going backwards and forwards. So the purl side row is pretty straightforward, but the front is full of slip stitches and knits and purls and knit through the back loop and all sorts of things going on, but it's actually quite rhythmic. Like Kate Davies is in my view, I think it must be just a brain thing. I think like you love Starmore and you intuit what she's telling you to do. Well, I'm the same with Kate Davies. Like I like the way she writes her patterns. Her charts feel really rhythmic to me, and the other one that I've discovered that with is with the Blasipa with Gudrun Johnston. I found her one really kind of, it just worked in my brain, and so it kind of flew off the needle. So anyway, so I started this. I didn't have a play with it this weekend because I had a really full on weekend and I didn't want to mess it up, and I had actually messed up one of the edges of it right at the start, and so I spent an evening re-knitting. So I basically undid one whole area of the slip stitches and re-knit them, like
crochet hook or knitting needle?
Just with an extra knitting needle.
Right.
Just re-knit them, and I did it twice because when I re-knit it the first time I still messed it up.
Oh.
Yeah, but so I'm glad I can do that because I don't mind having the odd error, and this does have one other error in it, which Stephen and I talked about not fixing, and I'm not going to fix.
Yeah, it's on an increase.
Yeah, it's an increase in the raglan increase. But I would rather have ripped it out. So I figured I'd rip it back and try reknitting it, and if that failed, I was just going to rip it out and do it again because I want to be satisfied that I've done the best job I can do, and be a mindful knitter rather than a fast knitter on some things. So that's what I'm doing with this. I'm trying to learn that. And this is, it's just very enjoyable, very engaging for my brain, but in a way that I find enjoyable rather than hard.
And it's a lovely yarn too.
Oh, yes.
It's
got
great stitch definition.
Yes, it does. So in the same way that Stephen has the Nix, which is like a DK worsted weight, Polworth and silk. This is
new.
So this is 80% merino, 20% silk. So this is Outlaw Rapture.
Yep. And is available.
Yes, yay. Whereas the Nix is not, except in people's stash. And so I was visiting Deborah and was trying to buy a possum merino yarn, and this fell into my shopping basket accidentally, and not a colour that I normally wear, but it's a vibrant colour, like a really nice vibrant blue, and I'm just gonna love wearing it, I think.
It's a lovely blue. I really like it. It's almost like a jeans blue, but a little bit brighter.
Yeah, nice and bright. So I'm really looking forward to owning that cardigan, and I don't have a lot of cardigans, and to be honest, you will have seen the pattern, but I'll probably wear it done up, but I want the option to have it not done up. I think it has there's a couple of cardigans she has. I think it has a I-cord edge that you put the buttonholes into, so it kind of the buttonhole sits on the edge of the I-cord, like you basically cast off I-cord stitches and cast them back on again. I think I might be talking rubbish, but I think because I haven't read ahead, but I really quite like that look where the button sits right on the edge of the cardigan and kind of does a little bloop 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 as the buttons go down. I think it's cute.
Oh yeah, it's quite stylish.
Yeah, I like it.
It's a little bit of extra interest.
Yeah, so that's my whips.
I don't have any more.
That just feels like a chaotic amount of whips for me.
Thank goodness you had a few.
I guess it's only three. But it feels like more.
That's because you finished this.
It's because I finished this.
Yeah, this was a whip until
I finished
a few
it and
days
then
ago.
went on holiday.
Yeah.
Went on a business trip for the weekend. So it doesn't quite feel finished. It's blocked though. I blocked it before I left.
No, you did. Okay, future plans?
All right. So I was going to talk about the 20 and 25, but we'll do that at the end. So you start. I need a break.
Okay. So my future plans, I've still been planning my Henry VIII. I talked about this.
This is also by
Alice Starmore.
Starmore.
Yeah.
If you like Alice Starmore, welcome.
Yep.
You've found your place.
Yep.
Because so does Stephen.
I really do. I'm just not sure what future patterns I might knit from her, but what I am planning on knitting is the Henry VIII. Now, last time I said that I was perhaps going to redesign the pattern into the Glenesque stitch count, and I did that because I had mentioned that the Tudor Roses book didn't have the pattern shaped for a male body. Now, I was a bit wrong on that because what I'd actually forgotten was the Tudor Roses book actually took that pattern out completely. So the only way to actually get the Henry VIII pattern is actually to buy the pattern card kit.
Oh, no.
I know, disaster. So I'm going to have to buy the pattern card kit and unfortunately all of the yarn that comes with it.
Which Stephen told me when I got home tonight. He's been thinking about it this weekend and he's like, I'm just going to have to buy the kit.
I am. It's a disaster because what I am actually going to do still is I actually want to knit the Henry VIII but in Rebel Light from Outlaw yarn. I want to actually try and colour match it.
You're going to buy all the yarn.
Yep.
Get it shipped here.
Yep.
Stash it.
Yep.
And then use Rebel to actually knit the jumper once you've got the pattern.
Yep.
Totally normal.
Because
behaviour, guys.
Then I'll have a stash of
Hebridean yarn.
Yep, and about another 10, 12 colours that I don't have. So I'll have a whole bunch of...
And then maybe get a couple of other base colours so you could knit some colour work.
Yeah, so what I actually want to do...
I'm a good enabling wife.
Yeah. What I actually want to do is I'll see the colours and I'll have the actual colours that I can colour match to Rebel Light to.
Yeah.
But what I'll also be able to do is I will have the legitimate colours that I can try and line up with the other patterns that are in the Tudor Roses book. Because there's actually a few things in there that I'd quite like to knit. And so when I'm ordering this kit...
The only downside is that you'll have enough to do colour work, but you won't have enough. You'd have to still buy more Hebridean if you wanted to break it up into other things with it.
Well, the Henry VIII pattern card kit comes with a beret and a set of gloves as well.
Jesus, you didn't mention that.
So I'm not going to knit those. That
sounds like that for me.
Yeah, I was going to say I'm not going to be knitting those for myself because I really honestly don't see myself in a beret and a set of long cuffed gloves. So
you have tons of yarn.
I'll have tons of yarn of the correct colours to knit that as well.
So I could potentially knit myself something, and if you didn't want all of the colours.
Yeah, and look, I'm going to be honest. The colours are fantastic for colour work. They just go together so well.
Okay, so I know what Stephen's going to be doing tomorrow, or tonight probably, actually, after we finish this. Ordering the Henry VIII kit.
I think so. I really like to. That way at least it's coming. I'll get to see the yarn.
I think you should have done that to begin with.
Yeah, I probably should have taken the plunge, but...
I also feel like Glenesque is going to languish as soon as it arrives.
No, it's not.
Watch this space.
I'm very...
Predictions.
No, I'm very set on doing Glenesque.
Will Glenesque still be on the needles in a year's time?
No. And there's a reason for that too, because I still feel I will be using the Glenesque stitch count to knit Henry VIII.
Okay, that logic...
Because I do not believe the
doesn't make any
pattern...
sense to
I
me.
don't think the pattern that comes in the pattern card kit will fit me.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So the only way I can know for sure if I can use the Glenesque stitch count is to actually finish Glenesque.
Yeah. It's a problem with some of these pattern designers is... I mean, it's an ongoing thing, and I'm gonna talk about another in a minute. But good patterns for men. You guys have actually given us some really good suggestions.
Yes.
But I want to knit jumpers for men, and the vast majority of patterns are knit for women, by women for women. I understand it, but men do wear knitwear, and women want to knit knitwear for men.
Yeah.
And just turning a pattern that's unisex or aimed at women into a men's pattern isn't always successful.
No. And the thing is, too, I might be making a little bit of an assumption here, too, because I'm only saying this
I guess
because
we'll figure it
all
out.
of the photos in the pattern card are on,
Or of
women models.
Yeah.
So by the time when we get the pattern card, and I actually read through and interpret the pattern, it may be of a style or structure that fits me.
We've been thinking for a while about doing a podcast about getting good fit, and I think getting a good fit turning any jumper into a good fit for a man is one of the things to do, because they like different necklines than women. They have longer bodies. They are shaped differently in terms of the width of your shoulders and the way your body kind of works from here down is quite different for men and women. For some men and for some women.
Yeah. Men of a certain age are much more broad around the lower part than the upper part.
Some men. Well, let's just say people. People are all different shapes, and you need to be able to adjust a pattern to fit a range of bodies. And it's work. It takes maths and thinking.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the other thing is, too, men's patterns aren't completely faultless either. Because one of the things that I've noticed that defines a man's pattern is actually it's narrower at the bottom and it gets broader up top.
Yeah.
So I'm often a little bit nervous, and I'll knit a larger size, as you've seen before,
and then
because I need to make sure that there's enough room around the bottom to go around the middle, but then I wind up with too much fabric up top.
And that's why I like a raglan, because I knit it top down. I've got narrow shoulders, so it always fits nicely on my shoulder, which I think if something fits well here, then it looks like it fits.
Yeah.
And then when I get to my menopausal middle, I can actually add extra stitches if I need to.
Yeah, I haven't really consumed enough patterns like you have to actually get a feel for the upper body shaping as yet. I mean, I with the complexity of the stuff I knit, I usually try and stick as closely to the pattern as possible.
Yeah. So it would be really interesting if you want to make comments. Don't feel like it's not homework, but just like how you manage fit when particularly if you're knitting for other people, but also for yourself, how you make those adjustments.
Yeah.
Because good, competent knitters who have been knitting for a long time just know how to do it, and I feel like I'm starting to get there knitting for myself, but I still struggle. Well, I don't struggle, but I still have some fear around making things fit for other people.
Yeah.
So I'm really interested in what what are the kind of your go-to hints and tricks, and then we'll steal them and use it. We will collate them and share them on a future episode when we talk more about fit, because I think it's one of the main things that I'm interested in.
Yeah, I'm generally petrified about changing the patterns because
Yeah.
sometimes the implications, I mean, they're so well written half the time.
Yeah.
The implications.
They've really
of
thought
adjustments.
about what they're doing, and adjusting them can be difficult. Yeah.
So anyway, Henry VIII, that's in my future.
Yeah. Should I talk about my future plans?
Yep.
So, this is going to be a short story long. It's my specialty. So this weekend, I went to a business meeting, and one of the other people that were in the meeting, I had said to him, "I will knit you a jumper. What do you want?" And he wears a lot of jerseys with collars, like zips and collars.
Like 3/4 zips.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
flip up collar.
And he's like this, and showed me one of those. I'm just like, oh, okay. And I had an idea that I would knit him the men's classic raglan pullover. I call it many different things, but I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. So that's what I had queued for him. But and I'm like, okay, so what about this? And showed it to him. And he's like, yeah, okay. But I could see that he wanted something different. And I knew in my back pocket I had the, it's called the men's zipper sweater. No, the zipper sweater men's by PetiteKnit. And she's got a bulky weight and a lightweight. So the lightweight is actually a DK weight jumper.
Right, so you're going to do the zipper sweater
so
light.
PetiteKnit has so PetiteKnit has a zipper sweater for kids, one for women, one for men, and then a lightweight and a bulky weight version of the same thing, all different patterns, of course. And I don't know what distinguishes the men's from the women's patterns. So I've only got the men's patterns. But so the light version is a DK weight. And I did a swatch in the weekend while we were there. So the man that I'm knitting it for, Paul, so that I could show him different yarns. So I did, let me just grab this. So I did a few different swatches for him. Excuse the wrinkling, the crinkling. But just to show him different yarns. Like this is... Wild Earth Aspen, so it's a woolen spun yarn, quite a woolly wool, and what do you call that? It's
heathering.
Quite heathered. Sorry about the light; it's rubbish. But and then I gave him a go of Naturals, which is also Wild Earth yarn, but it's worsted spun and much more uniform. Still a little bit heathered, but more. More flat yarn, I would say. And these are both 5mm. I didn't actually like the gauge of the 5mm, even though that's the gauge of the pattern. So I knit another swatch while I was away in the yarn that he chose. Because I actually gave him 6 different colour options.
The whole Naturals range.
I was having a great time. So anyway, so the whole lot of yarn. So we laid those all out. His wife was also at this business meeting because we randomly are in the same group together. And so we chose the colour first of all, and she loved the aspen. So I think I might knit one for her. She really liked the woolly wool, like the kind of cosy vibes. But he liked the Naturals. So then we had to choose colours because there's tons of these colours. So this is Wild Earth yarn. I just held it upside down. Wild Earth yarn, spun locally, grown locally, spun locally. It says that it's a half breed, but somebody said in their comments the other week that it's hanui, which is a type of half breed. But that is what it is. It's a New Zealand yarn. It's soft but not too soft. I find it pills a little bit but not a lot. Like it's not full on pilling. So it'll be good for somebody who likes woolen jumpers but may not know how to take care of them. His wife does knit, which is good, so she'll know how to take care of it. So I can entrust it to her. And anyway, so this is called Pebble. The shade is called Pebble. So this is a natural yarn undyed, and I did a swatch while I was there. I gave it to him. I swatched it, steamed it, blocked it.
Did all the things.
All the things, and sent it home with him so he can kind of road test it, decide whether it's definitely the colour he wants. And so I'll give him a couple of days, check in, make sure he's happy that it. He was wearing it on his sleeve today, kind of tucked into his shirt, going, does this look good with this outfit? So he was wearing his swatch, very strange. But so he can kind of look at it in his wardrobe and decide if it's definitely the colour he wants. And then I'm going to knit the zipper sweater light man for him. I'm
really interested in how that turns out too.
Well, I'm scared of the zipper.
I know. If you can do a good job on that, I'd quite like one.
I did think that. I looked at the size range and I was like, okay, this is Paul's size. And I'm like, Stephen would be this one. So I'll probably knit one for him as well.
That is definitely something I'd wear.
And maybe in the aspen?
Maybe. I quite like the first one, the woolly wool one that you...
The aspen.
Is that... Yeah, that was the aspen. Yeah.
That one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah, it's a nice yarn.
So yeah, maybe this one.
And it's one of their newer colours. It's just beautiful.
So yeah, if that's a success, then count me in, please.
Yeah, so great.
2026 is fine.
So Lupine, which is in Auckland, Alana owns Lupine in Auckland, has the zips from PetiteKnit. So I'll get the zip from the actual pattern, which is helpful. So I'm going to order that, and I'm not exactly sure what colour to get, so I might get a couple of colours and then I'll be able to knit a couple of them.
I think you got a darker one maybe to
Yeah, I'll show you the colours.
But yeah.
So we can pick out the right colour. There's like 2 lighter weight colour ones, and then, yeah, anyway.
Nice.
So I'll buy the zip. I can buy that in New Zealand, which is nice, so it won't take long to get here. And that's my future plan. So once I want to get the sock done, the mittens done, and the Kate Davies pattern is more of a long-term knit. So I will knit the Kate Davies pattern and the zipper collar sweater, light man.
Honestly, it's a tongue twister. I didn't think it would be so hard to say until I just tried to say it before. Zipper sweater light man.
I'll do, and that will be a fairly quick knit once I get past the kind of difficulty of the collar and the zip opening, because that's all knit flat, and then it's just in the round from there. So I think it's, because it's still actually a raglan, so I think it'll be kind of low risk, because a set-in sleeve is probably the highest risk to knit for somebody when you don't have them to try it on.
Yeah, true.
Like knitting flat with a set-in sleeve, you have. I mean, I don't have any idea how that would turn out, because I don't have enough experience of it, so I wouldn't want to do that. But I think the zipper sweater should be.
So you could post it up to him and he could try it on and then send it back to you.
Well, I'm going to see him for another business meeting in June, so I have to get it finished by.
Okay.
Much.
So there will be a try on.
Yeah, I'll probably leave the cuffs, the sleeve cuffs undone, like on the needles still.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, I'll see. I mean, it might be fine. I took pretty good measurements. It was kind of weird. He bought a tape measure, and he bought like a builder's tape measure. I told him to bring a tape measure. I already had one, but bring a tape measure and a jumper that he likes. So I measured the jumper, and I measured him, but with my own tape measure, not with his builder's tape measure. It was funny. Anyway, so that's my future plan. I'm really excited about it. I'm kind of scared. I don't know why, but like the risk of messing that up and it looking really bad is quite scary to me. But I think what I'm going to do as a strategy, just to make sure it looks good, is I'll knit it down to where you join, where you stop knitting the placket for the zip, and then block it and put the zip in, so that if I mess it up,
you haven't gone all the way.
I haven't knit the whole thing.
That makes good sense too.
Yeah. And awesome. I can make sure the zip looks good and I haven't done anything wrong with it before I finish it. Yeah, so that's my future plans.
I have one more future plan.
You next.
Just in case before we go on to acquisitions. I was going
to talk my 20 and 20.
Oh, okay. Well, last time I was going to knit the Bibliophile, Bibliophile 3.
Oh, I had that somewhere.
Yeah, as a palette cleanser. Effectively, I'm going to start that when I finish the eagle collar. And so basically I'm going to alternate Glenesque and Bibliophile 3.
So Bibliophile 3 is designed to be a men's
shaped
body
pattern,
yeah.
Yes. So, and that's by
Alicia
Plummer, not PetiteKnit. Yeah.
Alicia Plummer.
Yeah.
And it's a compound raglan, so it kind of drops down quite quickly into the body.
I haven't knit a compound raglan before.
Yeah, I really like them.
So that should be
like
interesting.
mine.
So anyway, just by way of an update, briefly, I did knit a swatch. I was bang on swatch, bang on gauge. Well, actually just slightly over. So by the time I block it, it will be bang on. So I'm pretty happy. I'm planning on knitting it in the Somerset DK. That's the colour. It's is it
grape?
Grape.
It looks in this light. It looks browny black, but it's actually dark purple. So it's the same yarn as this one.
And what Bebe's wearing.
Yeah.
So
the Somerset.
But a much darker.
So we bought 3 jersey quantities of this when we got it.
So we have a lot.
Yeah.
So that's good. And as you can see on the thing, you can see the remains of my swatch wrapped around the...
He should have kept it.
I should have, but I was like, I'm not exactly sure. I thought
Close
we had
enough
less.
And done.
Yeah.
Oh, are you worried about...
I was worried about how many balls we had because I don't have a huge quantity in my drawer. So,
how many do you have?
I believe I've got about
14?
14 or 16 or something. So
that should be enough.
I just need to go and count and make sure actually before I start that I've got enough.
I think this used 7.
Yeah, they're 50-gram balls, so I usually need quite a few. So anyway.
Oh, that'll be good. That'll be a nice little palette cleanser. You'll get that done.
Just stockinette and stitch count.
And Corrington, our friend, he knit a Bibliophile and he said it was really good. His one was his gauge was off and it was a bit small, but he enjoyed the knit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's my future plans, and then rearranging my queue and my Ravelry. So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, because it's a little bit dated now, so.
Speaking of queues.
Good segue, Bebe.
So I just wanted to give an update on my 20 and 25. So if you're new, at the end of last year, and I filmed it as a video, we both did actually, we talked about our plans for the year. And... What?
No, I just did my greatest knits.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I did a plans video.
Bebe's the one that's organised. I'm not. I'm quite chaotic.
That's true.
Which is why I wanted to update my Ravelry queue.
Oh, yeah. So I did a people do like a make 9, and I'm like, yeah,
that's not enough.
9 would keep me going for a few months, but I did a 20 and 25. 20 things that I want to knit in 2025. It's a combination of cardigans, sweaters, vests, some other accessories. So I just wanted to give an update really and say I have now knit, I told you the numbers so you'd remember them.
Yep.
6 things finished, and I have 2 things on the needles. So the gloves and the cardigan, the Kate Davies cardigan, are both from there. I frogged one thing, and the rule is I'm trying to actually use up my stash. So because I frogged it, I'll pick another pattern. The yarn goes back in the queue with a new pattern is the rule of thumb. If I change my mind about what I want to knit, I just need to find another pattern to knit with that yarn. The zipper sweater light could be, but it's not stash yarn, so I need to. That's an extra. Yeah.
21 and 25.
Well, I mean, I've knit a few other things.
Yeah.
Not everything. It's just like I want to knit these 20 things. I actually wanted to knit up this yarn into 20 things was the idea, because I've got a lot of sweater quantities of yarn, and then I will knit other things. So socks, hats, gloves, scarves, random stuff. But the idea is to not acquire too much extra stash. Although for the zipper sweater, I do need to buy the yarn. I have single skeins of all of the Wild Earth colours, but not sweater quantities of it.
And I think that's why I don't need my zipper sweater until next year.
Well, I probably have stash yarn I could knit it in.
Maybe.
Like Rebel worsted.
Yeah.
Yeah, or...
But not the one that we were just talking about.
Oh, yeah, true. The Polworth. I do love it, though. Yes, so anyway, I printed out all the patterns and I put them in this folder. So I, just very quickly, I have knit my baker's hat by Emily, can't remember.
EM Knits.
Yeah, that's her knitting name. The Blasipper by Gudrun Johnston. The Musselburgh hat by Isolde Teague. Simple Sweater by Tin Can Knits. And then I'm the Sarkle by Kate Davies, and this one that I'm wearing, the Nose Frills, that's in the list as well. And there's one more that I've knit. The Knit Star Mittens are one, and then the Iola is a switcheroo, because I started out with the Horology by Kate Davies and I've switched it to the Iola because I find it's just a much nicer knit for me. I will come back to the other one because I really like it. And then I have frogged the Vega vest, which I'm sad about, but I'll come back to that some other time with different yarn. I think I just think the yarn jumper combo wasn't what I wanted. So so that's an update. I'm almost halfway, so I'm either have knit or am knitting 9 of the 20 things, and it's April, so it's not too bad.
Yeah, you've got a couple of months before you're supposed to be halfway. So you're a bit ahead of schedule.
Yeah. And acquisitions. So I didn't think I had any because I don't have any yarn, but somebody, you know who you are, you're to blame for this, told me in the comments that a shop in Australia, and I'm sorry I can't remember its name, but I will link to it in the description box below in our show notes, restocked Kate Davies books. And I'm like, great, I'll go buy my very favourite book, which is, I mean, I have a whole heap of them here, I should just say. But my very favourite book is Sark by Kate Davies. And it has the sarkle, which I've just knitted, and it has a sweater and a cardigan version of that, and then it has a drop down drop shoulder version of it, cardigan and jumper, and it has one of my very favourite knits, which is called Carp Beef.
Oh yes. Have you worn that on the show?
Maybe not, because it's very, very wintry. Oh no, that's got the stitch counts on it. I won't show that version. Here we go. No. Every time makes me laugh.
Well, it works.
Yeah. Anyway, and then the other one I've knit out of here is called the Esk, which is a pair of slipper socks or slippers. And then there's one called Cad.
Yep.
Cadadh.
That one's Gaelic.
Yeah. Which is like a blanket shawl, and the horology is in this as well. So probably I've either knit or intend to knit half of the patterns in here, and would in fact probably knit every pattern in here. So one of my very favourite books. So I wanted to buy this. And then what accidentally happened?
Yeah. Oops. You've clicked too many buttons.
She also has a little series of these books. So this is the All Over, which is kind of a bunch of colourwork sweaters. So in my 20 and 25 is, for example, the Poochie, which is the hot water bottle cover, which I intend to knit, and I've also knit in this one other of these, I think, or maybe not, but so these are colour work, but Kate Davies colour work, which I really enjoy, so I'm keen to give Kate Davies colour work a go, because I really liked the hot water bottle cover. It's just a really basic start, and then I don't know what happened. I got another one. So Inkling, I have actually knit a couple of things out of this. So my Trite, which is one of my favourite sweaters, every sweater, I say that about every sweater, they're all my favourites, is in this. And another one that I really want to knit, which is called the Yawlin, which is a cardigan. And I very nearly cast that on. And the Yawlin cardigan might be what I reuse my Bohemia Light in.
Oh, the Vega swap out.
Yeah, so that one is, just to save you the job of having
Save me having to put up a picture.
Yeah, so that's the Yawlin. Just really basic and plain, but beautiful, basic lace weight down the front. So that's 3 books, and then turns out I wasn't done, because she's got a new-ish one out, which is called 10 Years in the Making, which is actually like a book. You can
there's a
read
lot of
it.
text in there.
Yeah, there's a bunch of text in this. And this also had things that I have been through every Kate Davies pattern on Ravelry and just gone, I want to knit that, I want to knit that, I want to knit that. And so this has a bunch of stuff in it again that is in my queue that I want to knit. So I got that one as well. And then, because...
So maybe this can be your 52 and 26.
Just knit every Kate Davies pattern from all her books. And then when I meet her, I can say, I've knit everything you've ever made.
Yeah, quick design some more things, please.
Anyway, so this one has the Outlaw in it. So I thought, I'll get that, because it's got the the one that I'm planning on knitting in it. Yeah. And then another, so it's also, she's kind of a bit of a slip stitch specialist, so it has a few other slip stitches and colour work. Like it has this one here. Let's see if I can get a picture of it.
It's kind of interesting. I have never knit anything with slip stitches.
So I really love this.
That
like
is
this
really
would
nice.
be a really good gift. It's not going to be hard to do, but it'll look really impressive.
Yeah.
And good for scrap. Like if you've got a couple of balls of something left over from a jumper.
Yeah, like a Henry VIII, for
Yeah.
example.
Yep. Anyway, so, and then, oh, look, accidentally I managed to buy two of these.
Yeah, the same one twice. Oops.
I don't know how I did it. I think I was clearly in my subconscious thinking somebody needs to be gifted this. So it won't be a giveaway because honestly shipping wool was very expensive and shipping books would be prohibitive, and I did pay for this, but I think somebody will get this as a gift in the future. I have someone in mind. Anyway, so they were acquisitions. I just had a rush of blood to the head and bought, they're not even all her books, but
Aren't they?
so that's
How many more she got?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 books.
Right.
Let's not look. Because they'll end up,
Maybe not. Maybe
they'll
those
end
are the
up
ones
in my
that are not
house.
published. Yeah.
yeah. Let's just pretend that's all of them.
Well, if you've only got 5, I mean, I've got 3 other Starmore books, so
Yeah.
it's
So,
not too bad.
yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's my acquisitions, and the person who's watching knows they're to blame for that. I mean, I take responsibility for my own actions, but somebody was enabling me.
There's nothing wrong with a good enabler.
But now we're trying to stick to less than an hour, and now we've gone over time, so I'll stop talking. I need to go and have a sit down and a cup of tea.
That's a good idea. So I guess that brings us to the end of this episode.
Hopefully you've had fun, and we again just want to say thank you so much for subscribing and how active you are in the comments. We love reading every comment.
Oh, yes.
We really love all of the amazing things you have to say.
Yeah, and all of the likes as well. We
Yeah.
keep a very close eye on the likes.
It
We
just-
really appreciate the time that you take to actually go out and
To
put a
engage
like
with us.
Yeah, to engage with us and put a like on a video and a comment.
Yeah.
It's
And
really
our little
nice.
channel is growing. It's really gratifying. We're really glad. I mean, we're just doing this for our own amusement, but it's really lovely that you seem to enjoy it.
Yeah, and honestly, I get far more out of it than we thought we did just by, meeting people and engaging with people in comments and conversations. It's
And
fantastic.
just getting to talk to each other, staring at a camera for an hour every 2 weeks.
Yeah, that too.
So have a great couple of weeks, and we'll see you later.
Goodbye.
Ka kite anō.